If you feel like you have no friends, and I don't mean acquaintances or coworkers, but people who would genuinely notice if you went quiet, it's probably not because something is wrong with you. It's because you've fallen into a pattern that feels like protection, but works like a wall. A psychologist named Alfred Adler spent his entire life studying exactly this. And what he found changes how you think about loneliness entirely. Not as something that happens to you, but as something a part of you is quietly maintaining for reasons that once made sense. Adler's insight was this: when people feel socially disconnected, they often aren't simply unlucky. They're running a pattern, usually unconsciously, of keeping just enough distance that rejection can't really land. They're friendly but not available. Interested but not initiating. Present but not quite reachable. It makes complete sense when you understand where it comes from. At some point, maybe early, maybe not, reaching out felt risky. Someone didn't respond the way you hoped. A friendship faded without explanation. A group you wanted to be a part of never quite opened up. In your mind, trying to protect you learned a lesson. The closer you get, the more it can hurt. So, it built you a wall. A wall made of waiting, of being friendly but not reaching out, of being available in theory but never quite making the move. And the wall works. You don't get rejected. You also don't get close to anyone. Adler called the courage to break this pattern the courage to connect, not confidence. He was specific about that distinction. Confidence is a feeling. Courage is an action you take despite how you feel. Here's the concept that does most of the practical work. Adler called it task separation, and the Stoics had a version of the same idea they called the dichotomy of control. The idea is simple. Every social situation contains two kinds of tasks. Your task, the things that are genuinely yours to do, and other people's tasks, the things that belong entirely to them that you cannot control no matter what you do. Your task is to initiate, to send the message, to suggest the plan, to show up as someone who is genuinely interested in another person. That's yours. You can do it. You have complete control over whether it happens. What happens next, whether they respond, whether they're interested, whether they have the capacity for a new friendship right now, that is entirely their task. It belongs to them. And here's what Adler and the Stoics agree on. Worrying about their task as if it were yours is the source of almost all social anxiety. The fear that stops most people from initiating isn't really fear of rejection. It's fear of the other person's task going badly, of them not responding or not being interested. But that task was never yours. You were never going to control it. The only thing you were ever going to control was whether you sent the message. When you do your task consistently, without demanding a particular outcome, something shifts, because you're no longer measuring your worth by what other people do. You're measuring it by what you do. If this is landing for you at all, I would love if you would subscribe. I try to make one of these a week and hope to keep it going. There's one more piece to this, and it's the deepest one. Adler had a concept called community feeling. A person just waiting to be liked feels different to be around than the person who is genuinely interested in you. The practical shift is asking a different question before you walk into any social situation. Not, will they like me? You can't control that. It's their task. But what can I bring to this person today? A genuine question. Real attention, actually listening rather than just managing how you're coming across. That's not a trick. It's not a social technique you perform. It's genuine reorientation. From looking for what you can get to looking for what you can give. And Adler's argument, which decades of social psychology have since backed up, is that this shift is what makes the wall come down. Not confidence, not the right circumstances, but the decision to contribute rather than wait. You don't have no friends because you're unlikable. You have no friends because a part of you built a wall to stay safe. And walls work both ways. They keep hurt out and they keep connection out. Adler's answer isn't to become more confident, it's to become more courageous. To do your task, reach out, contribute, show up, and release the outcome, because the outcome was never yours to control. And that's it for today. If you're interested in anything I talked about today, check out Adler's book, and also you can check out my book, The Pattern. You can find both of those in the description. Thanks.